So, because the feature was very popular the last time, we will do it again. One lap of the Fix USA. We're waiting for Richie. He's coming. Here is the race office. Parker! Parker is just talking to people. One lap of the Fix video.
I can't wait for the 12 hours drive.
Here's Richie with the only horrible that is not horrible.
Let's go.
So the track starts with a nice climb. I take a bypass typically because I run small tires and generally easier. Parker made us mount these horrible cowbells to drive us crazy. So it's all roots here. But thanks to my MTR, the traction is not too bad. Here's one of the fast Americans. So you can see the horrible in the front. Again, Rich is running the lower line, I'm then running the little bit higher upper line. Downhills are not your best friend in hour 6. This is a fun part where you can see the experienced drivers have no problems, but the drivers more new into the hobby have more challenges. Huh? So I'm stuck now. Penalty winch. It's the tow strap. And pull the car a little bit. So this was not perfect, but for filming I think they will not disqualify me. The challenge of filming and driving. First water crossing coming up. Now it's the first liaison, how we call it, simple terrain, just make group of people. It's getting bigger and bigger. And now comes the fun part, riverbed. Many options, many lines. Deep, not so deep. So the driving sucks with the camera. This is now fun because you come out of the bridge and climb on that rock. Again, option over the rock or through the riverbed. Now I always take the high line typically to stay out of trouble. The water is really good in terms of depth, so no big deal here. Now a little climb. And the downhill. With active drag, the downhill is no big deal. So the track is not overly difficult, but with time and being tired, it gets more and more challenging. You can see those Ultra 4 boys, they simply take us down. And always cowboys. Now this is maybe the most difficult spot on the whole track. And we can see scale, tow rope recovery, very efficient. And here is a Capra, Chris Lindgren is coming.
Hanging in there, Bill? Yeah. Hanging in there? Yep. Awesome. Yeah, I just finished my break. How about you? Not yet.
Do it while your brain is fit enough to start again. Do it while your brain is fit enough to start you again. So
yeah, it was definitely time. I feel like a million lira now.
Okay.
What's that, about $10?
I can't remember. And
that's right, they don't do lira anymore.
And now we get on the liaison. And you can see Chris and the Capra overtaking farm truck. Go, 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 Chris! I try to keep my heart rate in order, so I'm not trying to chase Chris.
Are you live right now?
No, not live.
Oh. Just taking a video?
Yes, my friends want a full lap of the Fix USA lap. And now it's basically fire road and uphill fire road. Oh, oh, oh. Farm truck in love with Capra.
I want some Austrians.
Parker says a lap is about 1.1 mile.
Yeah, about.
My faster laps were around 25 minutes. What was your fastest lap? Roughly 20?
No, I don't think I did any that fast. 23 maybe.
Okay, so Chris says he's faster.
22.
So I'm not too off pace, but Chris doesn't brake. No stops, no brakes.
Consistent 25, 27 minutes a lap.
Just if you wonder how far I have gone already today, it says some 22.5 kilometers in 6.5 hours. and my feet are hurting a little bit. That's why I shut up at times. Now we are like on the top. It's really lots of elevation change. And now we will see the famous rocks at Blue Rocks. Sadly, there is no part of the course inside the rocks, but I think it would just break too many cars. But at least you will get to see it. That's many rocks. We're walking on tarmac, and this is the sea of rocks, or a very big version of Karl Steiner. Golf carts everywhere. You can even rent golf carts on the campground. This is the only part that is really on tarmac. It's not too bad. And here is a nice farm truck coming. The owner of this place is a huge fan of Fords. He got all sorts of Fords. You will see more Fords later. Now this is a rather easy downhill. Nothing too difficult. Just past the fishing pond and our cabin. One more. No, it's a Jeep. And here you can see our cabin. Right at the pond, just like home. But the cabin is a bit more simple than our house in Velm in Austria. But it's at the pond. It's a bit strange if you think about going to the toilet at night and you hear the water splashing all the time. It motivates you to go to the toilet really earlier. And now comes a very hard uphill because it's rather steep, steeper than the other one, but it will lead us to the forts. This lap is for sure slower than my typical lap, but anyway, I want to relax a bit and so I take the opportunity to film it. And Here is a gallery of forts. All sorts of forts. Broncos. He also has some running Broncos. This one just will not run again. More Bronco, more pickup, and Richie in the front. We might catch up. As you can hear, my heart rate is a little bit up now. And this is the last stretch of the fire road part, and then it goes back into terrain, proper terrain. Here's more cabins and our downhill. And this downhill is technically for walking and for driving. Let's go. It's worse for me than for the car. So far I had no repairs on my car. It's basically the same car I used for the European fix and for Eurocrawl. The Tikin electronics in it are really seasoned, to put it in a friendly way, but I see no reason to change it if still everything works like new. Here's a fun little thing where you need to turn at the right spot, and it's very easy. The only hole on the track that I always hit. This is all downhill. And it leads into what Parker calls a side hill. And as you can see, not too many people overtake me, so the pace is not too crazy. So we managed to do the side hill. Oh, I hit the only tree. And now is another steep uphill. Not a big deal for the car, but tiring for the pilot. This is sandy soil. Traction is better than I expected. And it stays very consistent over the hours, so very good. Another climb. Left the track because of filming. Sorry. Now this is the last real downhill of the lap into a river. I like that the water is present, but the depth and difficulty driving in the water is okay, and you can maintain dry feet if you're careful. And there is only one real obstacle in the water that I drive, because it's very deep on the bypass. That's the one. On the other one I take the bypass to save my car and reduce the risk of breaking stuff. And now is an interesting climb. Shit, now I have wet feet. Not so good. They even have a fire engine here. I guess it will be a Ford. And golf carts everywhere. Now comes a fun climb. And it's interesting that the small tires are really not a disadvantage. I have the feeling battery consumption went down and the car is more agile. Weight obviously got down. All factors that influence power consumption. And I can run 90 minutes on 1800 4S batteries. So 3 full laps. which is a bit more than I expected. The last real climb, I will set up the camera. And finally, the steepest line is the easiest. But obviously, I didn't focus on driving enough. And now we're back on the campground. And it's easy driving. There's one more dirt section at the playground, which you will see in a second. So all in all, not too technical, but not boring also. It's okay. I could do without the loop to the rock garden, but that's Parker's choice, and we race what we got. Look here, a nice Bronco. And we are heading into the playground part of the track. You have to play nice with the kids, because the playground is in full action mode. Still part of the course. So this is like the beach volleyball area. Whee! And we're almost back. I can already see Story. Can you see Story?
She had grapes too. So yeah.
Come on, Daniel! Come on, Daniel!
Headed into the race office for check-in. Here we got the Sarge is in charge.
Yeah.
And you show him your radio and he scans you.
Gotcha. That's a tiny little camera.
Say hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm tired, that's for sure.